Welcome to Discover Talent Presents, folks. There was a requirement to create a weekly time record for one small team. To do it, this small weekly time record, you can do it in Excel, creating your own custom template. Okay, it's a very simple task to do. Here, I'm going to show you stepwise guide where you will have a custom template. Okay, number one. Number two, you will have a formula driven that template. Okay, you don't have to do a manually always to be added as a dates. Okay, and then what type of formatting you can do in that specific template I will gonna show you here. Okay, again it's in a stepwise guide. Okay, I have added a timestamp at the bottom. Okay, if in case you wish to skip any of the element, feel free to do so. Okay, and watch this entire video end to end to get this kind of template created for yourself. Okay, so without further ado, let's quickly start. So first of all, I'm gonna open Excel over here, which is this. Okay, start Excel and then blank workbook. Okay, your workbook will look like this. If in case you are a beginner, then let me just give you the basic navigation what we are going to use in over here. Okay, so we are going to type formulas over here. Okay, and this is the worksheet where we're gonna change the color code over here like this. Okay, basis the our own requirement, or maybe the basis your own guidelines, policies, whatever you wish to follow in terms of color coding. Okay, and font family if in case we wish to change it, right? So this is the ribbons you can see at the top, and at the end we're going to draw some sort of signature over here with the help of this drawing tools with a designing part. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll just adjust this, okay, from top, and then here I will select this entirely and then click on this option. Here I will simply select this kind of a color code, okay, which is plain purple. So this kind of a color I have selected. So what exactly it does? So whatever grid lines are there will get turned off automatically, right? So here I will be selecting this color. Okay, so we'll select this color like this. And here I will go and will select this color. Okay, and again if I go at the bottom here, we'll select this. Okay, so normal row and then just change the other color, which is this. And then once it is done, drag it like this. Okay, at the bottom. And we are put there. Right. So what we want a logo, suppose. Okay. So here insert illustration, click on the icon section. And in icon section, now you can select any of the logo. Okay. Whatever logo you wish to. So for now, me, I'm gonna select a this kind of a logo. Okay. Okay, so this has been inserted over here. Now here, what I'm gonna do, I will just add a couple of text over here. What can be? So it is weekly time record sheet, okay, or maybe tracker. Okay, you can call it as a tracker. Just click here, click on this option, alignment center. Okay, click on this option, alignment middle. Okay, basis the your logo position, you have to align your text over here. Okay, I will just increase a font size over here. Now you can see my text is getting left hand side. Okay, which means this kind of an alignment will not really suit for my text. So what I'm gonna do, I'll just simply select on this option. Okay, the moment I press this, you can see the text has been get arranged at the left hand side, and then we'll reduce the size like this. Okay, so this is the weekly time record tracker available for me. Now you can just simply click here and click on this bold option. This will look like this. Okay. So now here, what I'm gonna do, I will just add a couple of entries over here. Okay. So here I will just first select this entirely. We'll click on this option and in the border section, and there is an option called top and bottom border, right? So we want just a bottom border. So I'll just simply click here, bottom border, and then here we'll type as a employee name. Okay. Likewise, what I'm gonna do, I will just add a manager's name as well. Okay, so we will select this and we'll apply the same border like this, and here we'll call this as a manager. Okay, likewise, we'll apply the same logic at the bottom. And here we'll add a employee address if in case you wish to add as an address. And then here consecutively just select this and this underline border basically, right? Contact details. So you will be adding a contact details over here. Okay, so this is the contact details. So once it is done, just make sure that you are selecting this entirely. Okay, and making this bold and increasing a size like this. Okay, so this is how it looks. At the end, you can also change the overall pattern as well. I'll show you that as well. Okay. So for now, we have added this couple of entries over here. And then in this kind of an entry, suppose I will say this as a Robin Hood. So this is my employee name. And I will, this my Ravi Sharma. This is the manager instance. And then we'll call this as a 212. Okay. Um, Not pay road. Okay. And this is the address. Let's say Albany, NY, and this is kind of a pin code I have randomly added. And suppose you want to add a contact details, let's say this as a 123 and then 456789110. Okay, randomly I have just added this kind of a number over here. And if in case you have a email ID, you just have to paste a robin.h@gmail.com or maybe the example.com for an instance. Okay, just entry I have pasted over here. Cool. So we are good there. And what we have did so far, we have just inserted a Excel spreadsheet, and in the Excel spreadsheet now we are adding entries. Okay. So here, what I'm gonna do, I will just make sure that this week ending will help me to show a days. Okay. So this will be a formula driven. Okay, folks. To add a formula, what I have to do, I have to first add a week ending as a header over here. Okay, this is my header now. And we'll do a control B over here, or maybe you can just simply click on this option, bold, like this. Okay, since you are adding a formula over here, I will just select this. Okay, and we're gonna use the formula. Again, the formula section, we're gonna cover later on part what type of formula we're gonna use it. For now, we are just adding an entry over here. Okay, so here I'm just selecting a day for an instance. Okay, so let's say this is day, and if I go ahead, okay, we'll call this as a regular hours. Okay, let's say overtime hours. Then next is sick leave. Here, suppose the person have taken a vacation, and this is the total. So overall calculation, I will get it over here. Cool. So you know you can keep the spaces as well. That's completely your call how you want to keep it. So here, likewise, you can keep it like this. Okay, and then later on you can arrange it if in case really need. Okay. So for now, I have made it like this. I'll select this, make it central alignment like this. Will again select this entire selection like this, and then we'll go at the top. We'll select a color like this, make it bold, center alignment, and then increase the size. Okay, so this is how the tracker will look like. Okay, so if in case your is getting broken, okay, like this, you just have to arrange the alignment. Even if you are not really happy with the alignment, you have a workaround to do. Okay, simply select this entirely, control shift, and then just entire selection, press control 1. Okay, there is an alignment option, and you can just align your text like this. Okay, for now, in this specific tracker we are getting this text arranged, so I'm not going to use that as a 90-degree alignment. I'm okay with it. Okay, so simply add a couple of entries over here, like Monday, okay, Tuesday, and then so on and so forth, right? So this is the basic our day starts with, like our office day starts with. So I'll just select this and drag it at the bottom until Sunday. Okay. So this is my overall days. So what I'm gonna do, I will not select this kind of a selection over here. Instead, I'll just arrange this column. Okay. Just click on this, arrange it like this. And here we'll add a formula. Okay. So this formula again, we're gonna cover it in the next section. Okay. So we'll just highlight this. Okay. Here we are going to add it as a formula. So once it is done, okay, suppose your regular hours works in the 8 hours. Okay, sometimes it can be 10 hours as well. Okay, you based on your location, where are you working with. Majority countries I have seen that they works for 8 hours. Okay, majority countries I have seen that they are works for 10 hours. I'm not really sure which country you are based in. If in case you can comment on the below section which country you are based in, I'm happy to know that, know what type of regular hours you work with. Okay, so okay, now come to the topic. Regular hours working are 8 over here. What I'm gonna do, I'll just select this and do a control D over here. Okay, so it is not that always people will work for 8 hours in this specific example. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I will just do a 6 over here. Okay, and what happened, 2 hours, where is the 2 hours? So 2 hours is basically he's got a sick. That's what the 2 hours is here. Okay, very simple. And then here, what he did, sometimes there is a workload. So what I'm gonna do, I'll just say 2 hours over here. Okay, like this. Or maybe you can consider as a Saturday, Sunday work, right? So you can just keep the similar fashion, you can keep it over here instead of this. Okay. So once it is done, what you have to do, you have to add a, if in case any vacations to be delivered, then definitely it should be a 0 and your vacations will be added over here. But we are not going to consider vacations over here. We are simply adding a total over here. Okay, so to do that, again, we have to use a formula over here. So again, the same method, formula will cover here. Cool. So intentionally, I'm highlighting this as a in a blue color, blue shade where the formula reside. Okay. So once it is done, simply let's select this entirely. Let's go at the top and click on this option called all bottom. Okay. And here I will select this again. We'll click on this option, no bottom. Okay. And once it is done, we'll select this again. Click on this option. Click on left bottom, which means it will cover in the kind of scenario. We'll select this again. Again here, we'll call this as a bottom column. So it will be covered in the one specific table. Okay. So once it is done, and this is my overall calculation one. Come in over here. I will select this entirely. Okay. This regular hours basically. This as well. We'll press Control 1. Okay. And in the number section, I will add as a 2 decimals because I want in 2 decimals, and will select the centrally alignment and central alignment. So it will look like this. Okay. So once it is done, what you have to do, you have to add a calculation mechanism at the bottom, right? So for this kind of on a table, you have some sort of calculation at the bottom. Now here, if you observe, right, your overtime is showing here. Okay. Your regular hours showing here and your overtime is shown here. Okay. So in this case, what you can do, just select this central alignment like this, central alignment, and this is how it looks. So you can either central alignment like this, do it, okay, and likewise you will do the same steps at the bottom as well. Is click on this option and then apply it at the bottom. Okay, so you will get a like alignment like this. Okay, similar fashion, just select this merge and center and click on this option. Select this entirely. So format painter will really help you to arrange these spaces, right? So I will just select this again, click on this option, click on the format painter and arrange this. Okay. Again, the format painter, select this entirely and it will do it manage like this. Cool. So we are done with this. Arrange this. Okay, just double click over here if you can manage this. Otherwise, it's okay to show like this. Okay, here what I'm gonna do, I'll just remove these borders because it is not really required. Click here, no border. Okay, and this will look like this. Click here at the bottom and at the bottom border, which is this. And here we'll select this again, and this will be my all border. Cool. So this is all about your border game, right? How you want to keep it, and if in case it is not really visible, then you have to play with the left border, right border, bottom border, okay, which is available over here in the border sections, folks, in the Excel, right? Cool. So we are done with this until weekly time record tracker, your employee name, contact details. Again, this right now, since I have spoke, right, we have to add a bottom table available, right? So to do that, let me just select this entirely, center alignment. Okay. Again, this is a center alignment. Okay. And at the bottom, we'll select this again. Okay. And we'll do a center alignment. I'll select this, click on this all border. We type this as a total hours. Okay. And at the bottom, per rate per hour. This is very important. Okay. So you just have to add this first, total hours, total pay basically, right? So hours we already done, total pay. And at the bottom, what I'm gonna do here, okay, suppose you want to add some sort of signature line, okay, you can do that. So I'll just select this and then click on this option, bottom border. Okay. Again, the same thing over here. It's this bottom border. Okay. Since we are talking this as a employee signature, so what I'm gonna do, I'll just say employee signature. And here we'll talk this as a manager signature. This is how it is done. You can also add a date section as well if in case really needed. Okay, according to me, I think it is okay to be keep it date. Okay, so we can just write as a date and manager can just give the sign off. Fine. Okay, so now you want to add as a signature, just click on this option draw and I'll click on this option black pen. Okay, and here we'll call this as a signature. Okay, and this is my again, if in case I want my manager signatures to be shown in a different format, you can select the any other color. If in case you want to keep it as it is, keep it as it is. Let's say this my boss's signature, and once it is done, I just select this, click on this outside. Great. So we have added a weekly tracker over here where we have a signature also added and this kind of data over here. Good. So once it is done, now we are pending with adding a couple of entries over here, which is this, right? You are good with it, and then now regular hours. Okay. So what you have to do, you just have to simply select this, okay, regular hours. Okay, to get the regular hours, you have to first make the arrangement like at the top, right? So the same arrangement you want at the bottom. Select this, add the couple of formulas over here. So we'll keep this as it is for now. And here also we're gonna add a couple of entries. We'll select this again, arrange it, select this, okay, arrange it in a way where we will get a appropriate result. Okay, this and then here also select this table like this. Cool. So we are done with this, and here we'll call this as a bold, okay, because it's a total hours, and you can select this and you can keep this as a italic. That is completely fine. Okay, it will look like this. Great. So we are done with this, and at the bottom you can see it's been entries added over here. Left hand side alignment. Select this, and we'll call this as a this. It's a total pay. Right. This is the overall signature. And at the bottom, if in case you want to ending up, right? So select this. Uh, let's say this is a darker bottom and arrange your tracker like this. Okay, this is your bottom where you are ending with. Okay, otherwise your text will get flow at the bottom. Cool. So we are good with here, and then we'll start with adding a formulas now. Okay. What I will do, I'll just remove this italic because I think it is not looking good. Let's keep it like this. Okay. If in case you want to change the font family, you can change the fonts as well. Okay, folks. I don't want to change the font. Okay. I am good with this. So that's what I will keep this tracker as it is. Okay. So now since I have spoke, right, we can add the formulas over here. Let's start the formula addition from here. Okay. So suppose your rate per hour is a $25 for an instance. Okay. So here you just have to change this dollar $25 and calculation. We'll do a sum. Let's select this two, then hit a enter button. And then you just have to simply drag this formula. Okay, since it is a merge, it's not really allowing me to do the calculation. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll just copy this and paste it over here. For that, we'll select this, click on this option, and then we'll change the color as per the this kind. Cool. So this is the arrangement I have did so far, and let's wait and check the total hours. So total hours is basically let's say sum. Your total hours are this. This is your total hours. When we say Saturday, Sunday, and if it is off, right, that means you have a 0 hours. Okay, I will add this as a 0 hours over here. Then you get a this kind of 38 hours over here, which is your working hours. Now, since we say this as a sum, I will say this sum and we'll calculate this overall sum and okay. Likewise, we'll follow the same pattern for here as well for sick leaves. If in case any and enter button over here, if in case any vacations to be shown, let's select this and hit a enter button. Likewise, we'll do it for the rest of the others. And from here, we'll select this entire calculation, which is your total hours, and I'll get a result from here. Great. So this is what it is. And since it is a rate per hour, it should be a grade out because it's been decided by the management or by the leadership from center, right? So a grade out. So people will not change this, right? So this should be a some sort of grade. I will keep this grade is fine. Select that. Okay. This alignment is done, and okay, so alignment is properly done. Okay. So once it is done, now what we need a overall calculation. Since this is the total pay, right? When we say total hours and per hour, which means that you have to do a into sign instead of doing a sum. So what I'm gonna do, I'll just select this, click on this into sign, and we'll click on this option. This okay. So I got a $950 over here. Okay, which means you have to do a into sign over here, and then I will just copy this, paste it over here. Okay, paste it over here, and then again you can paste this as well. But here is a trick. Okay, instead of just adding a direct E27 and E28, you might see this kind of attachments over here. So what I'm gonna do to make it template very streamlined, I will add a if error over here. Okay, so let's say if error. Okay, this value is this, and drag it at the right. So select this and add this. So hit a enter button entirely. Press Control 1. Click on this option called number, and then we'll select this. Hit a OK button. So the arrangement has been done properly, and then here we'll change the formatting. Just 950. Great. So we are good there. And then now once it is done, we got this kind of a calculation. Here I'm going to add a sum formula. Select this, hit enter, okay, and add a control D the bottom. Okay. So this many hours we can see it over here. And then once it is done, you just have to make sure that if it is really calculating correctly. Okay. And now once it is done, you just have to make sure that you can add the conditional formatting as well. You just have to simply select this and do the conditional formatting. For now, we are not really doing that. But yeah, you can apply the conditional formatting if in case you want to take the outliers like this. Okay. So 2 hours is overtime. So this is the outlier for us. 10 hours. Okay. So here as well, if in case it is a 00 hours, it should be shown as a, you know, in different color like this. So in my case, this is 00 hours. So we keep this as a different color altogether. Cool. So and once it is done, because it is not really working day as such, but yeah, this is the working days. This formula over here. Okay. And today, okay, minus your weekday, and then again today, your. So this is the week ending. You can see it over here. Just simply click on my screen and you can see here, right? The what is the date we are seeing it over here. Cool. Basis that it will automatically get updated basis the tracker when you open it. Right? That's what we have and this formula over here. Now, so very simple task to do. Now in the Monday, no, D19, you have to add a this kind of a formula over here. Okay. Again, it is taking a value from your D15. Okay. D15 is equal to 0. Okay. So show me a blank. Otherwise, show me the -6. Okay. So this is the date range what we are getting the as per the dates. So to a control D over here. And then since we are seeing this kind of values over here, no need to worry. Paste control 1 over here. And then click on this option called date. Okay. Here you just have to simply select this. Okay, any of the format. Okay, if in case you wish to any other format to select, you can keep that, but for me I'm selecting this format and hit the OK button. You can see the constant values over here. Okay, which means you have to change this, right? So Tuesday is your 5. Okay, and then this will be your 4, then 3, 2, and then once it is done, let's say 1. Okay, and then this is your 0. Great. This is the pattern what we have followed while we are adding this kind of a template over there. We are done with this. Now let's revalidate the formulas, whatever we have added in the tracker over here. Okay, folks. So first of all, what I'm gonna do, I'll just select this. Okay, I'll change the color. I will keep this as a color even for this because it is really going in a different angle altogether. So I'll just select this and change the color code because it will look like a very best theme for me. And then we'll select this and click on this option and change the couple of color code like this. We'll ensure that we'll select the color code like this as well, and then keep it very light color like this. And at the bottom, this layer, the bottom border is pending. So this bottom I have added over here. Great. And if in case we really need the borders over here, we'll keep it. Otherwise, the alignment is fine. Cool. The final touch up basically. So the calculation, if you want to keep it sum like this, we can keep it. Otherwise, you can just simply do a sum from here as well, right? So this is the if error value, which is taking a overall value, which is not really making a sense over here. So what I'm gonna do, I will just do a sum over here, and from here we'll select this entire values, bracket close, hit enter. So this is my final value, which is this. Bold and increase the size. Great. So this is how the value looks like. And with this case, okay, you can see how beautifully we have made a weekly time record tracker. Okay. So likewise, if in case you want to make it more professional, okay, you just have to simply select here, add the tab over here color, and then just change the tab color from here. And what else you can do? You can just simply click here if in case you want to print this. Click on this option and arrange this. And in the page one, you can see this entry has been shown over here, right? So let's arrange this. Great. And I'll click here again. You can see the distorted lines, right? Red lines. Okay, which means the page is getting break from there. If I press Control P over here, my entire weekly schedule getting printed in one page only, right? You can do the PDF as well. If in case you wish to export into a PDF, just simply click on this print option. Okay, you can see, this print getting added over here. So we'll just generate a print over here, and at one simple click, you just have to simply press Control P, and then this your PDF is generated from Excel with your weekly schedule tracker. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll just close it, and once it is done, okay, so you just have to double check, you know, at the top. It's a very beautiful function from Excel. For in page layout, you can see different color scales over here, how it looks more professional, more elegant, right? So yeah, we can say so beautiful, so elegant, just looking like a wow. Yeah, that's completely a call. Okay, you can take it from there. And then yeah, this is how the template will look like. And you can just play with your data and the amazing templates you can create in MS Excel works. Okay. So suppose I want to keep this in the orange, I can keep this in orange. Right? You can again change any of the color code, whatever you wish to complete your call. And in the theme section, if in case you want to change a appropriate theme, you can just play with this theme and you can just apply it. Okay. For me, I will go with the colors only. Okay, because I have did the arrangement already with my font, okay, selection and so on and so forth. Only a color section part is pending for me. That's what the color section part I will select this Mercury. Okay, and this is it. Great. Okay, if in case you want to add a borders, okay, just select this entirely, go into a home ribbon tab, click on this option, and click on thick outside border. Okay. The moment you press Control P, now you can see these borders, right? Initially, the border was not there. If you observed over here, right? The border was not there in the PDF. Okay, now the borders are applicable. So this is how amazingly you can generate any template, any tracker in MS Excel. This is your own requirement. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe us. This motivates me a lot to create more videos free of cost for you guys. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead and don't forget to subscribe us. See you in the next one.